Just imagine, regular person, you live in typical city, maybe Chicago, and then, in a split second, it's all over.
I can always start again. Die for this planet? Fine. What's 17 more years?
Congrats, you just died at the hands of Omni Man, but like, how does it actually feel? I mean, let me explain. Omni Man is a powerful creature who can basically destroy the whole planet, right? Okay, look, back in the season 1, episode 1, remember he fought the Guardians when Omni Man catched Red Rush and literally squished his skull in for a fraction of a second. And honestly, it's unlikely that an ordinary person would experience something like this, but what if? Well, believe me, the human skull is tough. It can withstand about 660 to 1100 pounds of pressure, but Red Rush, his skull is adapted to supersonic speed and stuff. It must be like dozens times so stronger, so if his skull is 10 times stronger than yours, we take the average 850 pounds and multiply it by 10, and that give us 8,500 pounds, which is kinda insane, you know? Red Rush skull is like 2 passenger cars, but that's Omni Man, right? For him, it's just fun. To explode a skull like that, Omni Man had to use force like an industrial press with a capacity of hundreds of tons. And with these figures in mind, I don't know, let's go to the main question. What was he actually feeling? When Omni Man clenched his fist, your skull becomes a closed bottle. It's filled with fluid, brain and blood, just like in ordinary humans, right? As soon as the bones began to break, the pressure inside reached the peak. Well, it's basically like a plastic bottle filled with water. If you grip too tight, it snaps. Red Rush felt every second of it, but just imagine, your head is in red hot pincers. They are squeezing more and more intense. It's fast for everyone, but slow for you. You feel not just pain, but a wild heat. Omni Man's pulse, because of friction and force, literally boil and melt themselves to your skin. I mean, it's brutal. In the moment the pressure drives your eardrums into your skull, you lose your hearing like you plunged to the bottom of the Mariana Trench in 1 second. In the last fraction of moment, Red Rush felt his eyes being squeezed from the inside, and then suddenly left. Not because you died, but because all the pressure come out through your eye sockets. And only after that, you die, and darkness surrounds you. So, after all this creepy thing, we definitely have the full picture of how strong Omni Man is, right? No. Talking only about how he squeezes things is one thing, but we're not counting his punch. And believe me, it is crazy strong. Like, back in season 1, in the final episode, Omni Man literally makes a mountain crack. And that mountain was a mile away from him. Look, for a mountain a few miles away to just break, that punch needs to be on the level of a nuclear missile. And don't get me wrong, I'm not exaggerating, I literally mean it. You know that feeling when you were a kid and you hit a hollow metal pipe with a stick just for fun? And you feel that vibration through your whole body, or like when you feel a tiny earthquake if you live in certain areas. Honestly, that's what Mark feels. During the heat, Mark's body feels a vibration so strong, it's like he's an anvil and the punch is a hammer. Doesn't sound too soft now, does it? But wait, the energy doesn't just destroy Mark's body because, well, he's invincible? The energy goes through him into the ground, the hour cross compress and passes the impulse forward, basically like a billiard ball hitting the next one, but that's all about Mark. What about a human? Spoiler, nothing. No one has moved so fast that it creates an air cushion in front of his fist. The air there is compressed so hard it's like solid concert. Just imagine you're in Mark's place and, you won't even feel the pain. A microsecond before the physical contact, your skin and clothes just burn the hell up from the heat of compression. At the moment of contact, your ribs don't just break, they evaporate. They turn into cloud just like your whole body and your blood. Basically, all that's left of you is a little red and white cloud, but hey, physics is on your side this time, because the speed of a nerve impulse to your brain is about 100 to 120 meters per second, and Nolan is way faster. And when I say he is way faster, I am not joking. Now, just imagine you're a GTA agent, you broke into Nolan's house, your gun is pointed at him, and in the same second, you're gone. Again. This is where the love of damn inertia comes in. In this scene, Omni Man has basically infinite mass well compared to a human because it's just impossible to slow him down. When he hits your body at supersonic speed, a process happens called forget it, just read it on the screen. I can't even say it. At the speed of serial mass, the air in front of Omni Man is compressed so hard that it works like a plasma cutter. Well, if you don't know, it's like this thing from the factories. And the human body doesn't just fly into pieces like you might think, because Omni Man is humanoid, right? His shoulders are narrow, so he acts like a giant hole puncher. Well, the part of the body he hits just evaporates instantly like in the last example. And the rest of you, your arms, legs and so on, just fly away cause of that same inertia, but you probably want to know how it feels, right? Well, the feelings are pretty interesting and you'll honestly never feel anything like this, because there are no analogs in real life, but still. If Nolan is flying faster than sound, you don't hear him coming. The last thing you'll hear is silence. But right before the impact, the shockwave of air in front of Omni Man literally starts to tear your eardrums and suck the air out of your lungs. At the moment of contact, thank God, you won't feel the heat. It's more like a feeling of sudden weightless. Your body is ripped into pieces so fast that your nervous system goes into shock and just can't process it. And imagine for just a fraction of a second, you might see your own legs flying away from you, and then you lose sense. You feel not just pain, but a wild hate. Hate. Ебать я down, сука, какой я конченый, блять. That punch needs to be on the left, блять. Как я это ебал. But wait, the energy isn't just... Сука. But wait. The energy... Сука. Ладно. Nolan's hands move so fast that it creates an air cushion. Air cushion. Как, блять, как нахуй? Air cushion? Каша малаша?
Air cushion.
Как?
Air cushion.
Cushion. Окей, I get it. Блять, какой пиздец. Одни маты, какой я пидорас. Осуждаю, кстати, на всякий случай. At the moment of contact, your ribs don't just break, they evaporate. Как, блять, эвапорате?
Evaporate.
Evaporate, ага, окей.